Hello, and welcome back to our channel. I am so happy, so very happy to see you here today. We are together once again to learn and to grow our English skills and our beautiful, powerful minds. But Eric, I am looking at you and you look very, very tired. You are rubbing your head and your eyes look heavy, like you have been carrying a big, heavy bag of rocks all morning. Tell me, Eric, what is happening in your brain that makes you look so exhausted today?
Oh, hello, Anna. Hello, everyone. You are right. I am exhausted. My brain feels hot and my head feels very tight. I have been trying to listen to a podcast in English and my brain is working so hard. Every time a person says a word in English, I stop and I find the word in my own native language. Then I put the words together like a puzzle and then I try to understand the meaning. By the time I understand the first sentence, the speaker has already said 10 more sentences. I am always behind. I am always chasing the words. It's like running a race while wearing heavy boots. I am translating everything in my head and it is killing my energy, Anna. Is there a better way to understand without this painful work?
Eric, thank you for being so honest about this struggle. This is the biggest wall for every beginner English learner. Translation is like a middleman who steals your time and your energy. You are living in two worlds at the same time, and that is too much work for any human brain. Today, we are going to talk about how to stop translating and how to push your brain to think in English directly. We have 5 powerful and simple tips to help you break the translation habit and feel light and fast. And please stay with us until the very, very end, because the 5th tip is the most powerful secret to making English your new home. But before we begin, if you also feel like your brain is hot and tired from translating, please click the like button right now. It helps us know that you are ready to think in a new way. And subscribe to our channel so we can help you build a strong and clear English mind every single week together. Eric, are you ready to take off those heavy translation boots and fly?
I am so incredibly ready, Anna. I have already clicked the like button because I want to feel fast and free. I want to hear English and just know the meaning like I know the sun is hot or the water's cold. I want to stop the puzzle work. Please, tell me tip number 1. How do I start to teach my brain to think in English without using my old language as a crutch? I am listening with all of my heart.
Tip number 1 is to name your world. Let us start very small, because small steps build a big mountain. Your brain translates because it thinks it needs your old language to understand the world. You must show your brain that English words can live alone. Every time you see an object in your room, do not say the word in your native language. Look at the table and say in your mind, table. Look at the window and say window. Look at the cup and say cup. You are making a direct line from your eyes to the English word. You are removing the middle language. Do this all day long with every simple thing you touch and you see. The more you name your world, the more English becomes your real world.
Name my world. Table, window, cup, sky, flower. This sounds very simple, but I can feel it working already. Usually, I look at the table and I think of the word in my language, and then I think, oh, the English word is table. But you want me to cut the first thought and go straight to table. It's like taking a shortcut through the woods instead of walking the long road. I will name everything I see today. I will be a naming machine. I will look at my shoes and say shoes. I will look at the door and say door. But Anna, what happens when I want to say more than just one word? What happens when I have a thought or a feeling? How do I stop translating whole sentences?
That leads us to tip number 3, the narrator of your life. Let us say those words slowly. Narrator. A narrator is a person who tells a story. I want you to tell the story of your own day, but only in your mind and only in very simple English. When you are in the kitchen, say to yourself, I am making coffee. When you are walking to the bus, say, I am walking now. When you are opening a book, say, I am reading. These are simple present sentences. You are not translating a complex story. You are just speaking about what you are doing right now. You are connecting the action of your body to the sound of the English words. This pushes your brain to stay in the English mode because you are too busy narrating to translate.
I am making coffee. I am walking. I'm sitting. I am learning. This is like being in a movie and I'm the star and the voice at the same time. It's very fun when I think about it like that. It keeps my brain busy with the English language. If I keep talking in my head, there is no space for my old language to enter. My brain is full of English actions. But Anna, sometimes I see a word I do not know. My first reaction is to grab my phone and use a translation app. I want to see the word in my own language immediately. Is this a bad thing to do when I'm trying to think in English?
This is tip number 3. Use images, not translations. This is a very important shift in your habits. When you look for a word, do not look for the text in your native language. Instead, go to Google and look at the images. If you don't know the word sunflower and you see a picture of a tall yellow flower, your brain makes a connection between the sound, sunflower, and the color, yellow, and the shape. This is how a baby learns a language. A baby does not translate. A baby looks at the mother and sees love. A baby looks at the milk and sees food. You must become like a baby again. Use your eyes to learn and not your dictionary. Let the pictures be your teachers.
Images, not words. I understand. A picture is the same in every country. A picture of an apple looks the same to a person in Vietnam and a person in Turkey and a person in America. If I connect the English word to the picture, it is a universal connection. It is much faster than looking at a list of words in a book. I am going to stop using the translation app and I will start using the image search. I want to see the world and hear the English at the same time. This makes the language feel more alive and less like a school lesson. But Anna, what about the hard words? Words that are not things like hope or decide. I cannot see a picture of decide. How do I think about those words?
That is tip number 4, and it is a very smart question, and the answer is the context clue. Let us say context. Context means the words that live around the word you do not know. When you are reading or listening and you hear a hard word like decide, do not stop to translate. Instead, listen to the whole story. If the person says, I had 2 shirts and I had to decide which one to wear, and I chose the blue one, your brain can guess that decide means to choose. You are like a detective, Eric. You are looking for clues to find the meaning. When you guess the meaning, you are using your brain's natural power. This is much more powerful than translation because you are solving the mystery yourself. And when you solve a mystery, you never forget the answer.
I am an English detective. I love that. I am looking for the clues around the mystery word. Instead of stopping the movie or the podcast to use my phone, I will keep listening, and I will try to guess what is happening. Even if I am only 60% right, it is still better than translating because I am staying in the flow. I am keeping the engine of my English brain running without stopping and starting and stopping. It feels much more natural and much more exciting. But Anna, I am ready for the secret, the 5th tip that you promised. What is the most powerful secret to making English a part of my soul?
Here is the secret. Tip number 5. Change your internal identity. This is the most powerful shift you can make. Many people say to themselves, I am a person who is trying to learn English. This means in your heart, you are still a stranger to the language. You are looking at English from the outside. But I want you to say, I am an English speaker. Even if you only know 100 words, you are a person who uses those 100 words to live. When you change your identity, you stop translating because a person who is an English speaker does not need another language to understand his own thoughts. You must believe that English belongs to you. It is not a foreign thing, it is your tool and your voice. When you own the language stays in your head without effort.
I am an English speaker. I am an English speaker. That feels very heavy and very beautiful in my chest. I am not a student who is fighting with a book. I am a man who is using his voice to talk to the world. When I believe that I am an English speaker, I feel like I have permission to think in English. I do not have to ask my old language for help. I can just be Eric in English. This is the key that opens the whole world for me. I feel so much more confident, Anna. I am ready to name my world and narrate my life and be a detective and own my new voice.
I am so proud of you, Eric. I can see the light in your eyes and the weight has left your shoulders. You are no longer running in heavy boots. You are walking with grace and power. To everyone watching at home, we want to know what is one word in your room right now that you are going to name in English. Is it a chair? Is it a lamp? Is it your computer? Tell us in the comments below and say it in English without translating. We want to see your world and we want to hear your voice.
Yes, tell us in the comments. I want to see all the words that you are naming today. I will look for them and I will say them with you in my mind. And if this video helped your brain feel a little bit cooler and a little bit faster today, please share it with a friend who is also tired of translating. Let us help the whole world find their English voices and think together. Thank you, Anna, for teaching me how to let go of the rocks and fly.
You are so welcome, Eric, and thank you to everyone for being part of our English family. Remember, your mind is a beautiful and powerful place. Do not fill it with the noise of two languages fighting. Let English be your peace. Speak slowly, stay brave, and be proud of who you are becoming. We will see you in the next video.
Goodbye, everyone. Think in English and be free.
Bye-bye.